Jessica's coming. She's going to be a little bit late.
Okay. You've got some.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Okay. Let's get started then. I guess the first thing we do is plan for the next meeting. Oh, no, the minutes, sorry. The minutes. I think just one thing in the financial report that it says the financial report will be carried over to December meeting, but it was for October and November, both of them. Okay.
Oh, is that
And
in
it
the
doesn't,
minutes?
it doesn't say that in the minutes, right? It just says,
Okay. Yeah, I can make the change.
So amend that to say October and November, carry over to December.
Yep.
Okay. And then with that change, I'll move approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's the second, Danny?
January 21st, 4:30 for the next meeting.
Yep, and it will be at the library because the council will be here because of the holiday. Day before, am I right? Martin Luther King Day?
Probably. Have a meeting on Tuesday that week.
So does that mean you won't be at our meeting?
I'll go to your meeting until I have to go from the library to here to be here at 6 o'clock.
I will be out.
Okay. So January 21st?
Sure.
Yeah.
Should we start it a little earlier?
I can.
Right, okay. No, I'm just asking. Yeah.
No, because
Leave it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll be setting up here, so essentially we're going to be in their way, right? We've moved the January and February meeting back over to the library because the February President's Day falls on the third Monday. So the council will be having their meeting on the Tuesday, which means we will have to move back to the library.
That's fine with me. I like having it there.
Okay.
All right. So we're moving on to the financial report. And I don't see anything for October. I see the November bills. You pulled them on December 2nd and December 16th. But I also do not see the City of Mitchell expenditures report for either month.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means as far as what we can do or not do. I don't see October bills, which at this point is almost a moot point.
Because they've already been paid and billed, Sand.
And
Well, but it was my understanding that the October bills were on the website. They just weren't on the
Minutes.
on the
Or the agenda.
agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been posted and available for the public.
okay, just not for this meeting, so, which is fine.
I move the financial report be approved
All right,
for the months of October and November.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Wait, nobody seconded.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
And so,
I would like to just request that we get the expenditures report from the city, because that's how I align everything that I'm looking at. That's how I see what we're looking
did
at.
the city print one?
Yeah.
There was a
And it's
November end, but there's no one since then, is there?
well, there should be the one for November 30th, which is in here.
Nope, it wasn't in the packet.
You have the expenses in there, but not the
Yeah.
expenditures report that
Okay.
shows the percentage of what you spent.
Okay.
Oh, I saw the November end one because I got it in the city council.
You had it, yeah. I'm just saying, it wasn't in the packet,
Right.
and I didn't see
I
it.
didn't see it, but I saw it.
And I find those extremely helpful for when I'm looking at the bills or anything else. And they've always been included, except the last few times.
The November, it's available, it's there.
So, I also wanted to bring up, though, if I recall, we talked about a computer purchase, because we didn't spend some money, or we spent some money, and we were looking to make sure we used it.
Yeah.
So I actually went ahead and did that. I contacted Andrew. The $420, I believe it is, was not quite enough. So I contacted Andrew and got approval from Stephanie to expend those funds for a new computer and get more funds to make up the difference so we can purchase a computer. Andrew stated that there are 6 computers currently that have exceeded their useful life expectancy, and they need to be replaced within this year. Next year's budget can only replace 2.5 of those 6, so that's why I got approval to do 1 this year and 2 to 3 next year, and that still does not only reach us 4 of our 6 that need to be replaced by next year.
Was that monitor and CPU or just CPU?
Just CPU.
Oh.
So I went ahead and did that because I asked if Jackie reached out to him, and he said no, that you didn't reach out to him at that point in time. So that's why I wanted to do it at this time, because they have to be ordered and received in this fiscal year by before January 1st in order to count. Otherwise, they'll go towards next year's budget. And next year's budget doesn't have enough money to replace all these computers. So
And the
there's,
CPU is here.
it did arrive.
So
Okay.
did you forget about it? Did you forget about it?
Oh, you mean ordering more?
Ordering
Or-
that, spending that money, we talked about it at the last meeting.
Yeah, no. No, I was gonna contact Andrew.
He stated you didn't.
He said I didn't,
Yeah.
okay. So, yeah, I was gonna see, because I saw that figure and I thought, well, is that enough to purchase a CPU?
Well, we talked about that at
Yeah.
the meeting too.
Okay.
So we spent the money,
The money is spent, yes.
and then some.
And Stephanie gave me approval as long as our overall budget doesn't go over. And we should be fine on that, because I was looking at other expenditures and supplies, and that we're okay, because we now have other people ordering the supplies, so we should be fine there.
Although it looks like supplies went over budget, or something did.
I don't have that figure right now.
If I'm looking at the bills,
Well, we don't have that expenditure report this month.
No, but it did go over.
supplies and materials, when she pulled it on 12/16, when Jackie pulled it, is over $834.86.
What was recently purchased?
Well, I think it was the barcode readers we had to replace.
Because we kept being way under. I
Yeah,
think.
that's why I thought we were okay to.
But also you have to realize that we had $4,000 less from the previous year.
But regardless, we kept wondering how that money was going to be spent, because we were way over and under, and now we're over.
And then there was the vacuum.
The vacuum was 3 months ago. It was in the bills.
Okay.
So that was, when I last looked at it, we were okay on supplies and materials. I didn't know, that's why I thought we'd be okay to utilize that funding.
Yeah, but we won't go over the total budget though.
Okay.
Well, some other things went over budget, but not really that we can do anything about. Utilities.
But utilities are what they are. I think every state department went over on utilities.
All right, so, I know that we approved the financial report, but I did want to point out that on the performance expectations that we gave you, that that board meeting preparation is one of them, and
Yeah.
everything is supposed to be starting effective immediately. For each meeting on time, every time, the requested materials, the required and requested materials. So in my opinion, that was not done this time.
Okay.
So did we just approve the city bills?
Mm-hmm.
Approve the financial report.
Okay, well, that flew by me then, I guess, because I did have a question, which I'm just assuming I could still ask, about the hour budget. And it's, I don't see the pop machine, any income on that, and that makes me curious. And then I also see that there's an expense for the pop machine.
I thought there was a
$242.66 total. And I'm kind of curious as to why.
Yeah,
That's-
I'll take a look at that.
There are 3 months that it cost us money. Why would that happen? I don't understand why that would happen.
It's in
'Cause
this
I know-
one, the profit and loss one.
Oh, okay.
You have that?
Yeah, I think I do.
So it is showing an income of 113.40
Yeah, $113.40.
Yeah, just put some in too.
But why the expense?
Well, on this, it does.
I mean, that's.
I'll have to check with them.
Oh,
So this would be for the month, I guess, of November.
right.
Mhm.
Nobody
Okay.
made a purchase out of the pop machine? Because there's nothing there. It's not even listed as an item. So I guess we'll ask about that at the next meeting.
So Jackie, how does that work? So pop machine income isn't checked every month and deposited every month?
No, there may not be really enough to put in there.
We have a Pepsi machine at at the JVCC, and we get a check. It could be once a month, it could be once every 3 months. It all depends on when they come and check the machine, and then they give us a cut of the dollar amount spent. But we don't have any expenses at the JVCC, so I don't know why there'd be expenses. They just give us a cut of,
Yeah, because this, I mean, so far this shows us the pop machine lost us $130, so why don't we get rid of it?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, wait,
no.
No,
Well,
no.
why is it costing, why is the pop machine costing us money?
Well, it shouldn't.
Okay,
It shouldn't, so
agree,
maybe
it shouldn't. So-
they did something and billed us for it. Like you said, they were supposed to come like every couple months and check on the machine,
Yeah.
But
and,
isn't that part of whatever the contract is?
The JVCC doesn't have a contract. They just,
we don't either, they just come.
they just come, but they don't, if they replace the machine or repair the machine, that's on them. They've never billed for that before. So it'd be,
Okay,
I don't.
Yeah, I just don't understand any.
I don't think it's necessary to wait until next meeting.
Okay.
You can check on it this week, email us out, why it cost us money.
okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just curious, yeah.
Are they providing drinks for something else or? No? Okay.
No, it's just for staff.
We have 3 months of listed operational expenses and 4 months of listed income.
Yeah. You know, and every so often, I tell the staff, I said, do you drink or take pop from there? And there's always one that does. And I do, but I can just get my pop somewhere else.
Well, that's not,
Well, but
Whether we-
yeah, I understand, but,
Update us in the next week.
okay.
And then under other program expenses, you know, and I just didn't notice it before because it must have been there because it's in June, although we haven't always had this for $951.03. Like, I don't understand, what would other program expenses be?
The only thing I can think of is, books for summer reading programs prizes.
Like, I wish that you knew what it was for.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Because that's a lot of money. So can you tell us what that was for when you tell us about the pop machine?
Yep. Was that recently, or was it in June, you said?
Said June.
June.
Posted in June, so whenever.
Right, it doesn't, yeah.
Okay,
Probably May.
And I can't really match it up anywhere else. So
Okay.
I don't, I thought I could figure it out, but I can't.
okay.
And I guess I'd like that to be reflected in the minutes, everything that we've talked about so far,
Mm-hmm.
please. On to the director's report. I still don't see the students, or maybe I do, I don't know.
No, they're not in there.
No, they're not.
No,
in there
okay.
Because the way that they were given to us by the,
Patty Brewster, she
School
said she gave them to
district.
you on October 24th.
October 24th, okay. The first time, it was between that and Atrim, they all put them in one category, and Cindy took a while to kind of separate them out, so I think,
But there's no jump in
yeah, there's no
cards
jump.
at all for anyone
Yeah,
in any of the months that it would have had.
okay, I'll get that in and change it.
So can you add
It's
that?
not a lot. I know it's what she said.
Will you add that to, in 1 week, that you'll let us know?
Okay.
That's all I had about statistics.
I still have, see what happens in the December billing, but questions on the electrical charge because the dollars per kilowatt for November is completely out of whack for the entire rest of the year.
Did we have a rate increase?
No.
No? Okay.
Actual kilowatt usage was actually down for November and the dollars were up. So last year in November, we had 18,000, actually these are watts, but 18,240 used and a charge of 27.97, and this year we had 14,000 watts used and a charge of 3,900. So how did the usage go down and the price go up?
Yeah.
So that'll be something we need to watch as we get the next bill, and maybe there's something else in that 3,900 fee that came from Northwestern, I don't know.
Do you see the bills for the building for that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was kind of unusual. I
Because
can
maybe it
contact
says
them.
right on the bill if there's something.
Something on the charge for it, I don't know.
Right.
That's the only thing I kind of really noticed in there. And
Okay.
then I'll add we'll have a year section of the Wi-Fi connection numbers
we'll be able to show last year to this year? Or do we not have last year's
We didn't have
statistics?
it last year,
No, this
so
is
Okay.
the first
this is
year.
the first.
I was bummed because hopefully I was hoping to see now that it's open Wi-Fi, you don't need a password, you could see a good growth.
Yeah. If the previous information available, I just said, okay, look, we got 2019, we'll take that and grow from there. So I'll add that on there too.
Okay.
Just good to, I'm still curious as to so how many people are actually using the library.
Yeah, yeah. And I see that you added, a report about, well, it doesn't say orders. I mean, it says shipped.
Orders, library items page?
Yeah, we were asking for, from when you ordered it to when you got it to when it got on the shelf.
Okay.
And
So shipped, arrived, and cataloged and on shelf, right?
well, I don't see when it was ordered. You know, I think it should say
You want the
from
order
when it was
date.
ordered. But I also think it should be a computer report for a lot of that part. Because frankly, anybody could write whatever they want on this. You know what I mean? You could make this list any way you want.
Jackie, can you show the date that it was ordered? Because I thought a lot of them come in automatically.
Oh, some do.
So you won't have a date ordered.
You know, if they're shipped automatically, they'll just usually have a ship date. If they're automatic.
Well, I mean, that's understandable,
You
but
can run automatic or NA or whatever.
Well, you're gonna have to basically show, yes, manual versus automatic.
Back to, is that available through Encode or that we can just run a report of? I mean, I'm in the manufacturing world, yes, I know exactly ordered, received, quantity, percent accept, reject in the manufacturing world.
Is that
only.
something that,
But the cataloged and on shelf,
The finance department doesn't care about date, they care about the dollars, but we would like to know what's
the invoice itself should show the order date,
what's the town time.
that
for-
and that, but the
if it's
catalog,
to order a book.
the catalog and on shelf date would be something that would have to be on
well,
when you enter into
Yeah,
the
that would
system.
have to be
the
actually
receipt,
manual.
the date they're received would be entered in there.
But
And then the date they're cataloged, you can run a report for
yeah,
what was
the
cataloged.
Manual would have to be added in, that's not tied. to
and then
Encode.
it's automatic when they're on the system.
Because those two systems don't run on the same
Right.
platform at all.
So then there'd be two reports.
Yeah. And some of that input, that, you know, your orders would have to be in there and then show that you received them. Like right now, is there anywhere that shows when you received stuff? It's just the paper and you sign it when you
It's
receive
just the
it?
paper, or it's on the packing list.
So there's like no, you don't scan anything or?
Mm-mm.
So in looking at this, and I'm looking at the last one, ordered or shipped on the 21st of November, and we had it on the shelf by December 3rd.
Mhm.
That's great.
And, well, and that's, you know, some companies do that. I'm sure that was probably Blackstone, right? Yeah, they're pretty good.
Pick the last one. So some of them are only 2-day shipment.
Well, and those are actual books we're talking about. Right?
Well, Blackstone is actually CDs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So, how about the recorded books? What are they?
they're CDs.
And Apple books?
They're books.
So still, we're only at like about, from the time they ship till the time they're on the shelves, it looks like about a week. Which,
But to me, this is anecdotal, sort of.
I mean, it's telling you what has happened.
Okay, all right. I feel like I feel like I could type this.
Sure you could.
Yeah. I guess I just want to see that the computer's saying, yes, these books came in then, they got cataloged then, and now they're out on the shelf.
Right, but we don't have two computer systems that talk to each other that do the ordering and the cataloging and shelving.
Well, the ordering can be on,
The ordering can be on there.
Sure, Ken.
That's an extra module at the tune of $3,000.
What do you mean the ordering?
The acquisitions, that's the module that they can't.
I'm talking about the ordering and the money that gets paid from the city ordering.
I think
oh, yeah, you're right, that is separate. I'm saying on her library program on Atrium,
Yep.
I don't know, on the one we use in the school district, it's not an extra thing. I mean, you do have to input stuff or download things when you do it, but you can show your orders and when they come in and when they don't come in, or,
Okay.
That's news to me. Okay.
yeah.
Is that, I guess the question is that double entry then
What do you mean?
of the orders?
Oh, because
I
of
think-
having to show the bills for the city too?
Yeah.
But maybe that could show the city a report from that program. Which
So
shows-
the city's not gonna accept those.
No, okay.
The city
I'm just-
takes the actual invoice and you have to put a tag on it with encoded.
Okay, so,
I'm still a little confused as to how you think the two match together, but that's okay.
yeah,
As far as order date and receipt date, we have no control over that whatsoever. That's through the company.
mhm.
Right, but they can be recorded.
Yeah.
And where, and are you recording them in one spot or in two spots? That's my question. And in order to get an integrated report, you'd have to record it in two different locations.
Right. Well, I guess
And
we'll
is
give it
that-
more time.
Is that worth it?
Well, let's give it more time,
Yeah.
because this is the first time I've seen this.
Yep, me too.
Mm.
I was kind of pleased that, so if they ship a week later, they're available. Yeah. I mean, that was
But,
good news.
but it would be nice to know if you do order it, how long does it take from your order to when they actually ship it? Because when I order some things online, it might take 2 weeks before they finally ship it out.
Right.
That would be good to know that information as well.
Yeah. And on the standard orders, is it like the 10th of every month, or how, when you say they're automatic, how is automatic being determined?
It's being determined by them. I can get the dates when they will come out.
Right, we must give them the authority to make it on a particular date. They can't just send us anything they want.
No. No.
So how, so.
What they do, Steve,
so we
is
give
they,
them the authority to
right, we
ship
select,
once a month, or once a week, every other week, what?
It's like a
frequency?
subscription, right?
Right, but
Yeah.
subscriptions
Mhm.
can
No, I know.
be weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, all sorts of different time frames. Pick one.
The subscriptions I have, we pay in advance for, and then the books just show up.
Great, but and do they all ship on the exact same date of every month? No, so how do you tell them, how do they tell you which days they ship?
Me?
Yeah.
I get an email saying it's shipped. Here's
Do
your
they-
marked records.
But what if you wanted that date changed, or I want them every 2 weeks instead of,
Well, they don't
every
offer,
month?
the ones that I use don't offer that. It's once a month. know
Do you
what I mean?
accept partial orders, or you wait until they have the complete order before they ship?
Well, yeah, that's,
Because that can hold up shipping quite often with
Right.
for entire.
I guess I
Well, and especially if you have a title or two that you want, but it's not been released. I mean, you could be waiting months before that particular title came out. And as soon as it does, then it's automatically sent.
yeah. It does make filling a little confusing. confusing. I do accept back orders though, because then I get the rest of my order without it.
On your automatic orders, is there a minimum number of books they'll ship? You don't get an order for one book, do you? If it's a popular author, do you get an order of one book?
No, we get multiple copies.
Okay, you get 5 copies of the same book in one order?
If the demand is there, it's usually no more than 3. But they'll usually come with, they won't come on its own. They'll come with, in a box of other,
That's my point.
I-
You're getting more than one.
oh,
book
absolutely,
in an order.
yeah. Because
And
in
that
order,
may have more than one copy of the same thing.
right,
And your timing is based upon the popularity or the release date of the author's books that when they're coming out.
mhm.
Okay. So then when
Because
they,
the
when they
author-
accumulate to that level,
Yeah.
whatever that level is, then they ship it. Okay. So it's maybe not predictable.
Yeah, show me an author that's predictable.
So,
Okay.
that actually ties in with, I see that you included, what we asked for in the performance letter. 3F for the budget, it says prepare and present to the Board of Trustees a systematic ordering spending plan and submit to the Board of Trustees within 10 days, which was December 4th. And you sent us just for December, and I emailed back. And then later that evening, you sent for the month, for the next year.
Mhm.
So, what I see here is that you divided everything up per month by 12, basically. Most
Mostly.
of it. However, I really feel as though I recall in meetings when I'm asking about, or someone else is asking about why something, why we're behind in the budget, and it seems like a lot of bills come out in December, but I'm not seeing that reflected necessarily, except for the
Absolutely.
periodicals. Huh?
Yeah, that's usually the one.
And
that's-
some other months, though. I mean, and then you gave us a separate sheet that shows book purchases, adult, children, young adult. And it just says 3 times a year. I feel as though these should be reflected all in this.
Okay,
I don't know
All
what
right.
anyone else thinks, but I think when we ask for an ordering spending plan, specifying, the dollars in each category, it should be included. And we understand that it might change, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But so the purpose was to make sure that we stay on track with the budget
Right.
spending. So I guess I'm saying this needs a little more work.
okay.
Did everybody see what I was referring to? It was included in the packet.
It's the book purchases page, right?
Yeah. Well, and audiovisual. Um,
Depends on budget.
So can we move on to the director's report, the written reports?
Does anybody have any questions?
Well, as usual, I.
Yes, that's fine.
I do. Let me just figure out what I'm saying here. So, again, in the performance letter, expectations, we were asking on 3B and 3C, there's different levels of what we're expecting for you to produce. And you started here on C, that it says, present a complete list of public relations and public promotions activities to the Board of Trustees at each monthly meeting to include a general description of the activity, identifying the individuals and agency, business, or media outlet contacted for PR promotional purposes, ongoing and beginning immediately. So I just wanted everybody to look at number 3 and number 4, because those would sort of fit that requirement. And I just wondered if everybody was happy with it, or if it should be laid out maybe a little differently, or, I mean, number 3 really.
One thing I've seen, that I like in the public library, that she doesn't have listed as far as something like that, is a clothing drive they have on for warm clothes for kids down at the public library.
Kids and adults.
Right, that should be PR as much as we can get it, because
Yeah.
that's an excellent program, it's a useful program.
So that should be included in here.
I would think so. I don't know if you do it every year or not, but,
Well, this is our second year.
okay. And I saw the advertising in the library, seeing advertising in different public buildings around town that you're doing it. I think you should toot your own horn a little bit
Okay.
now.
Right, well, so this though is like every month we want to see what you've done or what's happened and where it's been advertised and who was in charge of doing it, or did, who
Okay.
did it. So I mean, I guess we're off to a start with that.
Okay.
You did that with the movies. I'm just wondering if it should be part of the other part of the report.
I guess when we talked about that, what I was envisioning is ahead of the curve and not.
Oh, yeah, there's both on there.
Historically.
Mhm.
So what I would expect to see in this meeting is, here's a calendar for January and or February. Here's all the items that are taking place on every day in those months. Here's the person that's in charge of those
Okay.
items. And here's the public relations outlet and or
Your plan of action.
We did ask for that,
content.
but she has till December 24th to make that.
Oh, okay.
For January?
Did we- it has to be
Can I
out
read,
in-
I'll read it.
Has to be out in. front
There's-
a little
it's
bit,
several
but it can't be-
steps.
Can't be too far out, because you won't know what.
Right, there's several steps.
Yeah.
There are several steps. One is to prepare a calendar of specific adult special programs for the next 12-month period, one program per month minimum. It's not expected that presenters and particular details of the program be prepared immediately, but specific dates, times, and general program topics are expected, such as handling holiday season blues, December 11th, and where it takes place, or history of Memorial Day in Davison County, blah, blah, blah. Assign responsibility for each program, arrangements, presenter, advanced publicity, et cetera, to a staff member. Provide the Board of Trustees with the program schedule and responsible staff member noted. That's in 30 days, which falls on December 24th. So then on January 23rd, it's more specific. Then she has to provide one that's more specific. But in number 3C, public relations and public promotions, this is a separate one that was due immediately, which is what I see, what she is attempted to do, I think, in number 3, to present a list of what's been happening and, what's going on, who did it, where it was shown, how does anybody know about it happening? So that step was started, but I think it needs to be a little more clear, maybe if it was just in bullet points, this happened, who did it, where it was, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It might be easier for you that way.
What was the date in January? Was that the 23rd? I don't have my paper with me.
That's the second part of 3B.
What did you say was 23rd?
I think it's the 24th.
December 24th is the first part. You have this.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have it here, so it's in my office. Okay.
So I'm saying it sort of meets the public relations, public promotions, which is 3C on here. Maybe you should write that down. And then you still have time for 3B, which has 2 different dates. So number 4, telling us that doesn't fulfill that.
Okay.
It's nice to know, but it doesn't fulfill that requirement. And you mentioned the self-checkout machine, which
Mm-hmm.
it's good that you've looked at some things, but again, refer back to the letter for the dates and what's expected, okay? That's all I have for that. Anybody else? Is that a no?
Oh,
So, are we going to approve the director's report?
yeah, I'll move approval of the director's report.
Second.
All those in favor?
Have you had any other juvenile incidences since?
No. I gave the copy of the footage to the police department last week, I believe, and I think they'll be able to figure out who did it.
Let me ask, on the first item there, where the police was called for the mother, did they come to the library because they were close? They lived close, or why did they
Yeah.
come to the library?
Probably. And we
We don't know.
don't know.
Oh.
They probably felt safe coming here. So,
Well, there's a public
Had-
place.
Have
Well,
they
I
been
just
at the
wondered if they
library
were like
before?
kind of walk, or if
Yeah.
they had to.
yeah, I think they lived pretty close. And we had helped them before when they had a fire in an apartment that they were staying in. They only had a clothes on their back, so we did have some clothes and coats
So
and,
they had been to the library
Before.
prior to this meeting?
Yep.
Okay,
so they felt safe.
so they knew, at least knew it was there and when it
Yep.
was open.
I know. Go ahead. You know, glad we could help them, but
with the kids that were burning things at the library. It's not in here, but somewhere you wrote that they might want to look into getting more cameras.
Yes.
Did you get a quote from Andrew on that?
No.
Okay. So how many more cameras are you thinking?
I would say 2 more, one on each end of that dark wall.
I would suggest getting a quote from Andrew, how much it'd be adding 2 more.
Yeah.
And does Jessica, do the police reports of this type of stuff get filtered back through public safety to the department heads? We should probably write something up that we've had 2 incidences at least and let.
Well, yeah, this is the first I heard about that, so I was wondering if it's something the mayor should know, because, I mean,
Yep, and Glenn still should know.
absolutely.
Well, and if there was a police report, do you have to inform your insurance carrier on it? That you
And
had
that
fire?
might, I know, might go back through all the
Absolutely.
situation, but if we can check on that to make sure.
I just think if any type of incident like this happens, I should probably be notified right away, so that way I can report it to the department heads that need to know.
Okay.
Because this does involve the building.
Would that apply to this, the FEMA also? Who applies for?
No, this doesn't have anything to do with the library. We just have the information that people who have had damage in their homes, you know, due to flooding and everything, if they want to apply for FEMA funds, we have
Oh, I see.
the,
Yeah, I took it to be just as a pass-through type thing.
right, right.
Information was available on it
Yep.
at the library.
And so we didn't have damage in the basement?
We did, but it's covered by insurance, so it's not covered by FEMA.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I had that same question of, because
Oh.
FEMA's doing, covers cleanup costs, but not,
FEMA's doing anything, the things that insurance doesn't cover, really.
they presented last night, kind of went through
Oh, okay.
all of it. The city's got a whole bunch of things put in.
Yep.
But I don't think the library's got all of it.
No, it was very minor. It was a shop vac at most.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the city's hopefully expecting some big dollar amount stuff back for having to block off roads and spending money on cleanup and all those types of things, all qualify. Especially public safety things.
The JVCC building actually cracked because the retaining wall moved and it cracked the building.
Oh, my
Wow.
gosh.
We had, emergency management come in exchange club Monday morning, and they said with the saturation of the ground with the moisture, on a cold winter, the frost may drop an extra couple feet, and next spring's gonna cause even more problems with foundations, basements.
So it's
throughout the
ongoing.
city.
Really interesting.
Well, I would like to maybe end the meeting now. Well, here's the thing, the goals are so, I feel like they're so important. I really, really would like all of the trustees' input, and we're missing 2 of our trustees. And I, you know, that is just how I feel. I feel strongly about that we don't sit here and, you know, hammer that out.
Before the next meeting,
Well, does this tie into your request to have a working meeting
Well, I
in
want
January?
to have a working meeting in January to talk about the RFPs, which may not take all that long. I don't know, 'cause I don't know how everybody feels about them.
Well, then, on your working meeting, you're gonna have an agenda, set your agenda for 2 items, and,
RFP and goals.
Yeah,
and if we
that's
get
what I
the-
wrote
if we
on
don't
the
get
front. Got that.
the goals, then we're covered, because we've got it on the agenda.
So working meetings have to be posted as well? Yes.
Yep.
As long as you got a quorum of the board, you gotta have them
Okay,
posted.
okay. All right.
So, I don't remember, how How long in advance of the meeting does it have to be posted on the city website?
24 hours.
Just 24 hours, okay. So I was thinking maybe a week, but
Right.
So-
And I've only
so you're
heard
in good
back
shape.
from one person, Cindy, thank you.
I'm fine.
And I understand.
That first, that week that you picked is not a good week for me.
I just
but
wanted
that's
to
okay.
be-
I could, if there's information out, I can have it read and give you my input.
Well, you did pick one day.
Yep, that Friday.
Right.
What days?
I've been Friday the 10th of January. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm not available that week.
And I threw it out that I'm actually available this January 2nd and 3rd if anybody's around all day or in the evening, early evening. Because we don't have school those 2 days. So Friday the 10th, you're right.
At what time?
Yeah.
During the day?
Huh?
During the day? Or at night?
On the 10th?
What time?
No, 4:30.
How long is it?
No?
But that doesn't pertain to me.
Right, okay, all right.
I'm fine with any day except for the third week when we have a regular meeting.
Right, okay. All right, so that's 2 responses.
Now, can we have that back at the library?
Yeah, the work
Yes.
could be anywhere.
Oh, good.
Try and get with a whiteboard or something that we can write and scribble on, and well, especially if the goals, outline stuff is something we want to do.
Okay,
We can write them down or have something.
all right. Well, and I hope everybody will be sort of ready to. And read, and, have read through the RFPs.
Do we have them already?
Yeah, they were in
When were they sent?
a while ago.
I was gonna say, like, within the week after the meeting. isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's
Got them
4.
electronically someplace.
And I
Did we
have,
get 2 of them first and then
yeah.
2
We had
again?
2 of them at the meeting,
Right.
and then,
Okay, I remember the 2.
And then
Yeah.
there's 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more?
Yep.
I have not looked
And
at the
Jim
other 2.
thought they were wildly misaligned, and I
Even
disagree.
the new?
I disagree with,
yes.
I disagree with him.
Really?
No,
Oh, that was his opinion?
yeah. And I understand what he's
The
saying.
first 2 I looked at were
Right, well, some people went into more
180 degrees
detail.
apart, but-
Some groups went into more detail than other groups, and I actually like that. So anyway, so hopefully we'll have a date for that coming up shortly.
Okay.
I really want to do it before our next meeting. Oh, and I asked Jackie to email them and tell them that we wouldn't be talking about it until the January meeting either, on the 21st.
And you got copies of those then?
Huh?
You asked me to contact them, and I,
Yes.
CC, did you get those?
Yes.
Okay.
So they know that,
No decision made.
that, yeah, and that there's no huge rush.
Show them around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or they haven't been eliminated.
yeah.
Well, and they're all still interested. They emailed me back, and they're still interested.
So, that's good. Because, and I'm just gonna throw it out there, I think they might fit in with this whole 2020 thing. I mean,
2040.
thank you. I've been saying 2020 all day today, 2040
That's next.
thing going on,
Yep.
to be vague. But it might tie in really nicely with it, I think. So, I really
It
would.
could be promoted through that very easily.
Mhm. I mean, I'm not sure I know how to do that, but I'm sure we could figure it out. So, the timing might just be right. Maybe it was meant to be that it hasn't come about yet. I don't know.
And these companies, most of them have professional librarians on staff that have done this sort of thing. So, it's not like we'll be inventing the wheel.
Right, and some of them were more detailed because I think they needed to be. So anyway, all right, so are we in agreement then that we could probably stop now? Do I
There
hear?
are no other.
I
I move we adjourn.
Okay. We're done, I agree.
Second.
What's John? Did he break it, or? Oh, wow.
Well, I'm glad